Choose your military branch wrong, and you will regret it for years. Too many people waste years of their lives in the military, and it all boils down to one single impulsive decision that you make in the recruiter's office. They choose the wrong branch on a whim and pay the price for it every single day of their contract. In this video, we're going to break down the one crucial factor that gets completely missed, the one thing that could save you from years of misery, so you don't walk into the same trap. Just to be clear, this isn't a recruiting pitch. The only goal here is to give you real, unfiltered advice that so many wish they had been given, including myself. This isn't about hype or which branch has the coolest commercials. This is about your life for the next 4, maybe 8 years, depending on contract length. So section 1, the weight of the decision. When you're 18 or 19, 4 years feels like a lifetime away. But when you're living those 4 years in a job you can't stand, surrounded by a culture that doesn't fit who you are, every single day, this feels like a week. Every single day feels like a week. This isn't a normal job you can just quit. The moment you sign the contract and ship out, you are in. Your life, where you live, what you do, what you spend your time doing is no longer entirely your own. The problem is, most people get focused on the wrong things. They get sold on a specific job, a fat enlistment bonus, or the promise of traveling the world. Look, recruiters are salespeople for the military. They're great at selling the highlights, the job training, the GI Bill, the adventure, and other benefits, and all of that stuff is real, but they don't sell the day-to-day grind. They don't sell the 7-month deployment on a cramped ship, the 5 a.m. formations in the freezing rain, or the soul-crushing feeling of being a square peg in a round hole. The biggest regrets don't come from a bad job. They come from a mismatch in the lifestyle and the culture. That's the trap. You pick a cool-sounding job like cyber warfare, but you forget to ask what your daily life will be like in that branch. A cyber job in the Army is a totally different universe from a cyber job in the Air Force. And if you get it wrong, you might be miserable. Section 2, the one crucial factor, culture and daily lifestyle. So what's the one crucial thing that gets ignored? It isn't the job, it isn't the benefits, it's the culture and daily lifestyle of the branch you pick itself. Every single branch of the U.S. military has its own distinct personality. Think of it like this. The Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and others are all part of the same giant corporation, the Department of Defense, but they operate like completely different companies. One's hard-charging, aggressive startup. Another is a buttoned-up Fortune 500 firm. Another is like a gritty blue-collar factory floor. Picking the right job is the wrong company in the perfect recipe for misery. You can have the coolest title in the world, but if you absolutely dread waking up and putting on the uniform because you can't stand the environment, you've already lost. That's what happens to so many. A quiet, tech-focused person ends up in a branch that values loud, in-your-face leadership above everything else. It's a terrible fit from day one. So let's break down the real culture of each branch so you can figure out where you actually fit in. Section 3, the Army, the get-it-done behemoth. The Army is the oldest and largest branch, and its culture is all about its main mission, controlling land. It's huge, it's diverse, and it has a job for pretty much everyone with over 200 different roles. The whole attitude is about pure grit and getting the job done no matter what it takes. It can have a very athlete or bro culture. It's assertive, confident, and yeah, sometimes it's pretty loud. Daily life can be a total crapshoot. You might be an infantryman training in the mud for weeks on end, or you could be a human resources specialist in an air-conditioned office. But that underlying culture is everywhere. There's a heavy emphasis on tradition, rank, and leading from the front. Deployments can be frequent and they can be long, and they're not always the most glorious places on earth. If you thrive on clear structure, want real leadership opportunities, and you're an assertive team player type, the Army could be an amazing fit for you. If you're more of a quiet professional who'd prefer a corporate vibe, you might feel like you're on a different planet. Section 4, the Marine Corps, the elite warrior fraternity. The Marine Corps is its own universe. They are the nation's 911 force, and they pride themselves on being the first to fight. Their motto, every Marine is a rifleman, is the absolute truth. It doesn't matter if you're a cook, mechanic, or a network admin. You are a warrior first, period. The culture is built on extreme discipline, intense hardship, and unbreakable sense of pride. Marines hold themselves to an incredibly high standard and expect you to do the same. It's a true varsity team mindset. They see themselves as elite, and they constantly test themselves to prove it. Your comfort comes second to being ready to fight. Always. The training is brutal for a very good reason. If you are driven by pure challenge, want to be part of an incredibly tight-knit brotherhood, and believe in pushing yourself to your absolute limit and then some, you will find no better home. If you're looking for a good work-life balance or the comforts of a home, this is not it. Section 5, the Navy, the global traveler's world. The Navy's culture is shaped by the sea. For centuries, sailors have been their own unique breed, and that's still true today. The lifestyle is all about global travel, but that comes with a price tag. Long periods away from home, often in seriously cramped quarters on a ship or submarine. A standard deployment at sea is anywhere from 6 to 9 months. The culture is soaked in a nautical tradition with a very formal hierarchy. At the same time, the day-to-day can feel more laid back than the Army or the Marines. There's a trust you to do your job mentality, because on a ship, every single person has a critical role in keeping the thing running. They really value technical experts, especially in crazy smart fields like nuclear engineering and advanced electronics. If you love the ocean, want to see the world, and have an independent streak that can handle long stretches of both routine and isolation, the Navy has incredible opportunities. If you know you need family stability and personal space, that deployment cycle can be absolutely brutal. Section 6, the Air Force, the corporate professionals. The Air Force is widely known for having the highest quality of life, and honestly, there's a lot of truth to that. Its culture, the closest you'll get to a large civilian company. It's professional, technical, and generally more relaxed. They value education, specialized skills, and a more strategic, brainy approach to solving problems. For many, daily life looks like a 9-to-5 job. You go to work, you do your highly specialized task, and then you go home. The housing and base facilities are also generally a step up from the other branches. The focus is on technology, intelligence, and air power. Because of this, the jobs are super competitive, and some of the really cool tech roles might require you to sign on for a longer commitment. For a technical-minded person who wants to treat the military like a professional career with a solid work-life balance, the Air Force is almost certainly the best bet. If you're looking for intense, gritty action, you'll probably find it a bit too corporate, and get ready to be called a chair force pilot. Section 7, the Coast Guard, the hometown heroes. The Coast Guard is the smallest and most overlooked branch, but its mission is one of the most unique. They are a law enforcement and a search and rescue organization first and foremost. Their culture is practical, adaptable, and incredibly mission-focused. Because they usually operate in smaller crews, they are often a really tight-knit family feel. The biggest selling point for many is the work-life balance. Since most of their work is domestic, deployments are often shorter and closer to home, making it a great choice if you want to serve without these long overseas stints. But don't you dare mistake this for an easy job. Their mission, from chasing drug runners to pulling people out of stormy seas, are ridiculously dangerous. If you're driven by the tangible mission of saving lives and protecting the U.S. coastline, and you value a better work-life balance, the Coast Guard is an outstanding choice. Section 8, the Space Force, the digital pioneers. As the newest branch, the Space Force is still carving out its identity, but it's shaping up to be the most specialized and technically advanced of all. Born out of the Air Force, it has similar professions. Office-like culture, but with a laser focus on space operations, satellites, and cyber warfare. This is a small but elite branch for seriously tech-savvy people. The work is quiet but critical. You won't be kicking down doors, and the risk of traditional combat deployments is almost non-existent. You'll be working on absolute cutting-edge technology in highly secure facilities. Since it's so new, you have a real chance to be a pioneer, but you will also have to deal with inevitable growing pains of a brand new organization. If you're a high-level tech wizard, a strategic thinker obsessed with future or of conflict in space, this is your calling. So, before you even think about talking to a recruiter about a specific job, ask yourself, which culture fits me? Are you the varsity athlete Marine, the corporate airman, the gritty Army soldier, the world-traveling sailor, the hometown hero coastie, or the digital pioneer guardian? Take a second and be honest with yourself. Drop a comment with the branch culture that sounds like it would most fit you, because there's no wrong answer. And if you're getting some real value from this no BS breakdown, be sure to hit that subscribe button so more people can see this. Section 9, how to guarantee you make the right choice. Okay, so how do you actually put this into action? First, be brutally honest about who you are. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? Do you work best alone or in a small team? Are you an extrovert being part of a massive organization? Do you need physical challenges to feel alive, or do you prefer solving technical puzzles? Seriously, write it down. Kind of go through who you are and see which one best fits. Second, talk to some other veterans, not just recruiters. Find people on Reddit, forums, anywhere you can who served in branches you're considering. Ask them about the day-to-day grind. Ask them what they hated. Ask them what the worst part was. A recruiter's job is to get you to sign, but a veteran has nothing to gain or lose. They'll give you the hard truth. Finally, once you've zeroed in on a branch or two with a culture that actually fits you, then you can start looking at the jobs inside of these branches. By matching culture first, you make sure that even on a bad day, you're in an environment that works with who you are and not against you. So in conclusion, choosing your own branch is one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make in the military. It can set the direction for the rest of your adult life, for better or for worse. Letting a 10-minute conversation with a recruiter dictate 4 years of your life can be a miserable experience that many wouldn't wish on their worst enemy. Don't choose because of a commercial. Don't choose because of an enlistment bonus. Choose based on the one thing that will decide your happiness more than anything else: the culture and the daily grind. Do the hard work of looking in the mirror now so you don't spend the next 4 years living with a massive regret. This is your life. Make the call with your eyes wide open.